Why should I give a damn?
What the fuck is up? You're now tuned in to episode 134 of Why Should I Give a Damn? If you are tuned in on the YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you fuck with us on the Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, make sure you hit the subscribe button on all those platforms. We do give a special shout out to the people who have been listening. You know we back on all the audio waves. Shout out to you guys. I am your host, Eric.
It's your girl, Breezy the Barber.
It's your boy, Rainy King.
It's the Black Hardcore Holly.
And we back, and I guess I should have let it off with, it's me, the founder, chairman, and the head person right now of the new Chris Rock fan club.
Wow.
I got to put myself in that position because I'm getting sick of the Chris Rock slander. I'm getting sick of
Were
it.
you in the club?
I always love Chris Rock. I like his sense of humor.
I thought you was Team Waiter.
No, I saw the new special and I loved it. I don't think.
What?
But a lot of the new blacks are saying it's not funny.
That's because it's a different type of humor, but
No, they're saying he was never funny in his life. And
I love Everybody Hates Chris was hilarious. Like, come on now.
The thing about today's comics and today's comedy is a lot of these people grew up on meme comedy and social media comedy and stuff like that. A lot of people got that type of comedy. So a lot of this comedy isn't really deep. It's designed for the short attention span listener to just get that quick click, quick laugh and keep scrolling. We grew up on the Eddie Murphys, the Chris Rocks, the even Martin Lawrences that had legendary comedy sets where they would have to set you up for a joke. They would take you on a journey, tell stories.
But we grew up on the Comic View. Like we grew up on
even if you listen
we
to
grew up on
Comic View,
Chitlin Circuit, Lil Duval and some more. We grew up on,
But even if you listen, even if you go to YouTube and listen to some of those old school Comic View sets, they're way more advanced than this shit we're listening to now. Like even the comic, like back then, we looked down at the Comic View sets because we were so used to that elite level comedy. But if you compare these Comic View comics to what we got now with these little social media comedians, even the Comic View niggas were 10 times better than most of these dudes.
Some of these social media niggas are funny though.
Like
Shout
stand up or
Banks.
just funny?
Yeah.
Like
they're funny.
Well, that's what I want.
Desi Banks is good. I mean, you got like B. Simone who went on tour. Even like Ha Davis. I love Ha.
Wait, so somebody said I got tickets. All of us. I got tickets to see Drewski and May. We going? Live.
For free,
They free?
No, I got the ticket. I'm just saying hypothetically. Look at
niggas ain't free.
Nigga.
I mean, because Drewski's a free
You said
type
I
of
got
nigga.
tickets.
I'm just saying. I just want to know the level of where are you seeing like Country Wayne or you said Drewski. I mean,
so we got this new theater called the Improv. I would see them at the Improv.
Wait. So you saw Desi Banks at the Improv?
I didn't get to see him.
Okay.
I had the opportunity.
He was here for 3 days. Wait, and you didn't go?
No, it was too late.
So he's so funny. You didn't go get to
but
see
see,
him.
It was like because I'm a mom first. It was 9:00 on a Sunday.
Shout out BABYMA.
Because I know how I am. Ain't no small turn up. If I'm going out, I'm turning up. It's a comedy club. You already know.
But I do want to differentiate between people that are funny and then they're stand-up funny because I don't want to hate on. There's a lot of these social media dudes out that are funny. They got relatable skits, relatable things to laugh at when you scroll across your TikTok or your whatever you may be watching.
Jeffrey Godfrey.
There's a lot of people that are funny. But there's a difference between just being funny. Like there's a difference between being funny. There's people who can be funny in a conversation with their people or a conversation with their friends. But then there's stand-up funny. And stand-up funny is a whole different level of funny. You got to be able to tell stories. You got to be relatable. You got to be able to set up jokes. Like it's way more complex and it's an art form.
Low key, the funniest thing we seen was when was it at Cat Williams last year?
Yeah, Cat Williams was amazing.
That was one of the funniest stand-ups.
I feel like he's
coming back too.
He's like the top.
Like I want to see him again.
Is he like the top quote unquote nigga stand up? Like when you do black people comedy, it got to be like him and Mike Epps because they come frequently and they sell out. So Is
A
Cat
lot
Williams
of people
still?
wasn't feeling Mike Epps live.
Well, he recycles a shit ton.
Yeah, he do.
He's a recycler, and unfortunately, but what I like about Cat Williams is every time you see Cat Williams, he has a new show.
Yeah,
he always has new
about
content.
The current shit.
And one thing I like about Cat Williams is he's so socially conscious. He's so like you look at Cat Williams, and he has this reputation of being like this guy that's super aggressive and always fucking up
slapping
and on
bitches
drugs.
at Target.
This big pimp, he
Cat
he has this crazy guy.
They give him,
they staple him. Yeah, they stamp him with the crazy guy persona. But if you listen to his stand up is so damn socially conscious. Like he got such awareness of what's going on today.
Because you saw him, right? But Eric, you also
that shit was fucking hilarious.
Eric, you also said the nigga who played Mr. Cooper was funny. So I don't know if I really.
His openers were fucking hilarious. Lunel.
Mark Curry and Lunel opened up for Cat Williams when we saw him. And Mark Curry was one of the funniest people there.
Ronnie, yeah, fuck Lunel.
We already went to that.
Funny.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, I know Ronnie said he would eat Lunel for $10K, but that's another conversation.
$5K.
Okay.
That's a nice little vacation. That's a nice little Jamaica trip.
Shit, I like that.
Easy,
I like Ronnie. That's what I'm talking about.
I undercut Ronnie. You do it for, I'll do it for 8. Fuck it.
You know she's going for the 8.
I do.
Oh, y'all hilarious.
I do want to talk about this though on a more serious note, man, because we're talking about clapping eating Lunel for the 5 to 8K. You know, it's hard to go to a serious topic after that.
Respond, please.
But the next topic has been going on. You know, there have been some people going down to Mexico getting kidnapped, and I didn't have the cartel apologizing on my 2023 bingo card at all. Like, as far as like, I wouldn't have guessed that. But recently the cartel came out and apologized for the recent Americans who just got kidnapped. And even there's even some pictures of them pulling up with the supposed kidnappers and handing over the kidnappers to the United States. Motherfuckers, like, they had a big black van and just threw them out there all tied up and shit. And for those of you who don't know the original story, that just happened, you know, you had 4 people, and the story is that they were going to Mexico because one of the women, it was 3 guys, 1 girl, and the girl was supposedly going to get a tummy lift or something like that.
BBL.
Was it a BBL?
It was a tummy tuck.
Tummy tuck. Okay.
No BBL.
She was going to get the tummy.
It was tummy tuck.
I've heard both, but we're going to go with tummy tuck.
I saw official white media. Since niggas want to spread a lie, I do my white media, her people. Media. Actually, to be honest, like, it was like moms, daughters, cousins. It was a lot of people that they clearly, like, I know niggas, they probably told her, hey, what I seen is a lot of people was like, we going to Mexico. I don't really like it, but we want to go. So it does seem sketchy, but it really seems like she went down there to get a tummy tuck.
Sometimes they get a tummy tuck and a fat transfer.
It's really, yeah. So, but it wasn't a BBL.
So basically, she went down there to get a tummy tuck or whatever. She went down there to alter some shit, okay? She went to change some shit. And I guess they took a wrong turn or they took the right turn, but whatever it was, they took a fucked up turn. They drove through a part of Mexico they shouldn't have been driving through, and they got hit.
Benevitos.
They got hit by another a van that came through that came and hit them. Yeah. And after they got hit, the people proceeded to shoot at the car.
Yeah.
2 people got out the car and ran.
Damn.
And those 2 people were killed immediately. The other 2 people stayed in the car. Mexicans came, kidnapped them, grabbed them. Now, from the cartel standpoint, they're saying that there's been Americans in that area that have been selling drugs and kidnapping Mexican children. That was the story that they had. That there was Americans in the area that have been kidnapping and Mexican children and selling drugs and doing all that stuff. So they thought that it was that. Course. No. So, you know, that's their story. So they kidnapped. And on top of that, like I said, I never thought I would see this. The cartel went and got the people that they're saying. Yeah. This is all alleged.
I don't think that was them.
It might not
saying that them was the people who kidnapped them and dropped them off. Like, look, here you go. We ain't got shit to do with that. We ain't kidnapped them people. We don't agree with kidnapping people. Here's the 4 people who did it. Do what you will.
I love that they have a PR team. I think that's very professional.
They're high level.
They need a Twitter page.
Are you hiring?
Right. Cartel? You trying to get some cartel money?
One way in, one way out.
You gonna get some cartel sex slave money? Shit. La Negra.
Whole PR
La
team
Negra.
issued an apology on behalf of the cartel. Like,
I mean,
corrupt
there's
system.
speculations of why they went down there, but everything kind of makes sense. And overall, like, it sucks. Shout out to the two people who stay in the car.
But hold on, Colin, before you go too far.
I won't go too
You
far.
said there's speculation.
Yeah.
So we got to keep it real. Because what the speculation is you got 3 guys and 1 girl traveling to Mexico for her to get a tummy tuck. Mm-hmm. A lot of people online are saying that they think that they were going down for a drug deal and it went left.
I can see that.
And it turned into a shootout. And a lot of people are saying, why would 3 guys go with 1 girl to get plastic surgery? Why would you not? Why would a girl not go with another girl?
Man, the way
I'm
it
just
is
saying what
right
I'm
now,
reading in the
man,
comments.
you never know. One of them niggas might have been going to get a BBL too.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's true.
never
That's
know.
true. That's true, Rodney. That's true.
And
I'm just regurgitating the shit I'm seeing in the
I
comments
can see that
section.
being the thing.
Jesus.
But you know, too, sometimes,
open
like,
ass.
after you get a BBL, you can't drive, so you got to lay flat. So she probably went with 2 other guys or whatever. But
It was a tummy tuck.
I agree. I don't know why she did 3 though. 3 seems like a lot.
Unless you want to deal some drugs. Unless there's some Tasha, St. Patrick, and Go St.
maybe they
Patrick.
thought maybe that was
Nah.
maybe that was an
They ain't had no
add-on.
guns
Maybe they were
on
going
them
to
or
pick
nothing.
those drugs up and get the BB.
They ain't had no guns on them or nothing like
good
no.
shit, Rodney.
That's what I'm saying.
If that was a drug deal, I would suspect that somebody doing a drug deal would have at least been caught with a strap or
They
something.
kind of got caught on some, I hate to say it, offset shit. They got caught in the middle of a cartel war.
Yeah.
They said where they, so I saw somebody from, who got a nice little amount of followers, but he's from LA, and he basically was saying where they're at, and people were saying that because everybody on the cloud chase, I'm from there, everybody not gonna go there. What they have is they have like a black market strip where Americans do go down there and they do get plastic surgeries for cheap. Like, they get everything, but the cartel gets a cut of that. So the reason the cartel gave people up, now we don't know if it's them or not, but the reason they gave them up is because they didn't want to make it hot. So they surrendered them because that's a safe space where Americans know we can stay in this tourist strip. It's shady. I can get my nose done, my boobs done, my tummy tuck, BBL, dental surgery, a whole new life for the low. But the cartel don't want to make they. So that makes sense. I don't know if it's them or not, but it would make sense why they would give it up because let's be honest. If America really wanted to boot up and take their shit, that would be a parking lot. Mexico would be a parking lot. So they know who not to play with. We got El Chapo.
Parking lot.
It would be. A toilet. That's what they would be. We see. All right, they're at the bottom. We see what they did. They saw we did with El Chapo. We took your baddest nigga. We got him. We can really fuck their shit up. And I think they succumb easy. Now, I don't really believe they was getting drugged. Again, Ronnie had a great point. I actually never thought about that. They didn't have guns. Just when I seen them, of course the white media is going to bring out, well, this guy was attempt to sell and blah, blah, back in the day. They were probably some niggas selling nickel bags. I don't think they was going down for the plug. I think she was going down there for a cheap tummy tuck, and it went south. Because even people saying that place, where they at, I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with an M. That's a zone for no-fly zone. That's on the list.
Yeah.
So when I started reading up on it, I was like, oh, they really, that's why it makes sense.
They did no research.
No, they didn't. They went from South
They
Carolina.
probably had just put the shit on their GPS.
One nigga did do research because he called and was like, I don't like this. And one lady actually stayed in the hotel. They was with somebody else. And she stayed in the hotel in Texas because she was freaked out. So again, a lot of this, it happens so fast. All them niggas cloud chasing, but they're on reputable sites. I kind of looked it up. It kind of seemed like the lady hatched this plan. A lot of people said, I don't know what the guys got out of it, but I'm sure she got a cheap BBL. Maybe they want to get some coke on the side. I just want to lead to make it be a freak accident. I don't think there were some drug
I think maybe
queen pins that went wrong.
if she knew that it was a bad area, then that would be a good reason to bring 3 guys with you. Then she probably knew going in. Okay, I'm hearing stories.
She
about
didn't
this
want to pay
area.
for a hospital, so she
Right.
wanted to drive back. That's a day.
Let me get some guys to go with me just in case something go left. I get that, and it makes sense. Like I said, anytime something happened with niggas, there's always a conspiracy theory. The Illuminati killed him, and they didn't want him to buy Fox News. It's always some crazy shit. And there's never a freak accident when it comes to black people all the time. I think the story is exactly how the story is. She went out there for a tummy tuck, took a risk, probably because she would get it cheaper in this random ass location in Mexico.
Never go cheaper. That's why our parents raised. My mama raised me quality over quantity.
So you don't got to worry about
You
getting shot in
about
Mexico.
risk your life. You killed 2 of your friends trying to get it cheaper.
Trying to get a tummy tuck. When
Wait,
you
so
just,
so she didn't
Facts.
pass away. She lived.
No, she lived and another guy lived. 2 of the
Which is
other
fucked
guys
up.
passed.
It's fucked
niggas
up.
died for you to get a smaller. If you don't go
And you didn't
work
even
out,
get the tuck. Did she get
And
the
then
shit
you gotta
done?
understand too, ladies. Y'all getting that
Did she
cheap
get the
work.
tuck?
That shit gonna get the sag in like 2-3 years. That cheap booty. You gotta get that real booty. If you
Planet
gonna get
Fitness
a fake
is
booty,
$10 a month.
or just go to the gym.
If-
People die.
They
for
got
that.
care credit. They got all type of shit.
Like I said,
Unacceptable.
and this is another thing that the henchman theory, like niggas, like I feel sorry, but at the same time, you're more than a henchman. You going on a dummy mission for a chick to get a BBL. I hope y'all was getting sucked in a couple bucks. At least sucked in a couple bucks for that, because I mean, you lost your life for a chick to get a smaller stomach when she could have just got a $10 membership to Planet Fitness and everybody would still be
Set
alive.
ups, boo.
It's a crazy thing, but at the end of the day, RIP to everybody
Or
that's
get
involved.
your credit up so you can go somewhere reliable and get them the care credit. Like
Exactly.
60% of the people getting these jobs.
That's not scaring me. I'm still gonna take a little trip to Mexico, but I know to stay in the green zone.
Yeah,
not
y'all,
to go out of
Exactly.
bounds.
y'all stop driving into Mexico without doing research too.
Right.
niggas.
Exactly.
Like,
Have
research
you watched
where you
El
going.
Chapo? Have you
Jeez.
watched any of that shit?
Have you watched Narcos?
Have you watched Narcos?
Exactly.
They telling us not to go down there right now.
They are telling people not to go, but motherfuckers, everybody thinking they down there willy nilly, thinking it's all sweet. And that's the thing about America. Motherfuckers don't understand how safe and coddled we are living in America. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on in America. There's a lot of fucked up places, but it ain't nothing compared to what's going on outside of America. Like, we think we got
Facts.
hoods. We think we got crazy shit going on outside of America. Motherfuckers is at war. Motherfuckers is dying. They don't got the laws that we have.
I saw a video with 2 British kids like sword fighting on a bus.
Yeah.
They really was like sword fighting. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
What you
and-
mean, like to the death?
like, cause they can't have guns and they didn't have knives.
So these niggas put out swords.
Yes, they were literally
Jeez.
sword
They actually
fighting.
going at it like cold,
Yes,
cold.
yes, they be
That'd be
practicing.
some epic shit to see.
Like some
That's
Oliver
crazy.
Twist shit. They were, but you know, here,
Oliver
nigga,
Twist.
you can just watch somebody get their head blown off there. They don't. Really, you get 5 years automatic for a gun.
I would love to be somewhere and 2 niggas just bust out in a serious sword fight. That would be elite.
That would
Okay,
not-
so
Eric, that would not be
actually,
elite. You
it
see a
happened
nigga-
at Landmark Lanes. I saw it.
But,
These niggas both had lightsabers and shit.
no, I'm talking about real life. Like 2 people
Them
run
niggas
up
down
on each
there with
other.
swords. That
I
shit
got a
like-
sword. You got a sword. And we fighting to the death. Like, I always wondered what that was like.
Shit
Like,
was
you
kinda
watch like
cold.
the
Seeing a
300
nigga
movies.
hand get chopped off, you think you can really like?
You
stomach
watched
that in
300,
real life?
right? Like
Yeah.
when they had the swords and all that shit. I wanted, because back in the day they didn't have straps. You had to be cold with
It
them
took-
hands.
A nigga head chopped off, that'd be crazy.
Eric, if you went out and saw just a nigga get stabbed in a fight, you would not find that cool. So why
No,
do you
but
think?
that's stabbed now today. That's
Yeah, but
stabbed.
sword fighting, you're gonna get somebody gonna get
Sword
stabbed
fighting,
and lose.
but
it's graceful. Like
before
fencing.
they lose,
You
there's a
wanna see
fight. Though. It's
He wanted to
like
see the
stabbed
sparks
is just
fly. He wanted to see the sword.
yeah, like stabbed is just it's over
You gonna
with.
stand up and clap.
With a sword fight, you got 2 niggas going back and forth for a little while, using their skills.
I couldn't imagine 2 niggas sword fight because you know how niggas fight. Ain't
We be
no
talking
defense.
Bitch ass
Niggas,
nigga.
bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, broke ass.
I eat those, nigga.
Fuck.
Like damn,
Well,
nigga.
Eric, go look up
The
Rikers
fuck?
Island knife fight. You can find some very epic knife fights. In
Knife
there.
fights is different. I want to see sword. I want to see medieval level sword
Yeah,
fights.
no,
That's
these-
why I
He wanna
said
see
these
nigga
kids-
arm
I think
get
that's
chopped
why I
off.
like Mulan, because Mulan, the sword fighting was the shit.
But just imagine,
The
just
first
imagine if they
cross-dressing
outlaw
Asian.
guns, right?
Hey,
Just
the
imagine,
live action Mulan is the shit with the sword fighting. I
just
will
imagine
say.
if they took away all guns, all projectiles.
Oh,
You couldn't
yeah.
shoot nothing. Couldn't shoot arrows. Couldn't shoot guns. Shoot nothing. All you could have was knives, swords, and all that other shit.
That would change.
And if
That
a
would
nigga had beef with you, they had to run up on you with the knife or run up on
Do
you
y'all,
with the
do y'all
sword.
remember when Future Bodyguard had got
I
like
have a
knocked
scythe.
out like 5 or 6 years ago? Future Bodyguard had got knocked out like in Europe because it was like a bunch of little rowdy, like weird little English people who like.
You said
knocked
his
out-
bodyguard.
His
got knocked out?
bodyguard got knocked out. He was
Pussy.
huge though, but there was no guns. So it's like they
couldn't
fight
fight.
over there. I watch soccer and they have brawls in the crowd and shit like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, you can't just go to the trunk and kill somebody.
That's one of the nice things about America, though. We have access to guns.
That's the one.
That's one of
Lot
the
of
nice
gun-
things.
I mean, like, we got the right to bear
That's
arms.
the country
I mean,
built
from
on.
from a protection standpoint,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are right, Breezy.
The way you said it was
However,
funny.
We are gone as a country. We have gone a little gun crazy, and that's the reason why you got so many people that are dying from random ass shootouts and people just going crazy. Because right now there's so much depression, anxiety, people that are going crazy over themselves. And when you mix guns and drug use with that, you get a lot of crazy situations, especially when you miss the depression factor. Because a lot of these, like these school shootings and these mall shootings and these random shootings, people going out killing people, a lot of that is a result of depression, brainwashing, all sorts of shit. So,
all right, question. What don't, like when your kids, hypothetically, let's say one of your sons is about 15 or 16, you go in, you check his drawer, he got a little deuce.
Damn.
You gonna be on some lean on me?
I'm gonna have to be.
I'm gonna be on some
I hate
Pops on
to say
Friday
this
shit.
is disgusting.
Son, what's this?
I'm gonna have to be on some Lawrence Fishburne, Boys in the Hood type
Really?
shit. Like, what's
really
going on?
You gonna really like Pops from Friday
Because
type
look,
shit?
it'd be different if, like I said, it'd be different if you everybody in the family, you live in a hard life, you're living in the streets, everybody dealing drugs. You got one parent and everybody just know we live in that life, so everybody got to be about that life to survive. I get that. If you know what your kids need, but if you got a situation where you know your kids don't need to be doing that, you should be expecting a higher level, higher regard. Even street motherfuckers, well, the old school street motherfuckers, not these new clout chasing street motherfuckers, but the old school street motherfuckers, the object was the game, was to get out of the game, not have to play the game. These niggas now, they play the game now because they want to be on the internet and they want to portray the character. But when we grew up and motherfuckers was actually outside, the object of the game was to get out of the game. So I'm still of that cloth of, once we get out, or once we have enough money not to have to deal with the bullshit, don't deal with the bullshit. There's no reason to. That's the object of the game.
Well, at what age?
K-O-G-E.
At what age do we teach our kids about guns?
I mean, when they old enough to know how to aim those motherfuckers and shoot
Say
those
about like
motherfuckers.
around 8,
That's a good
7, 8. About time.
But that's a great question because
Facts.
black people, that's chastised. But you can now there are black families. I don't want to actually. It was a YouTuber I was gonna bring out, but I don't want to talk about. But there are black people I see out there that are teaching their kids about guns. I like guns. I'm pro gun ownership. I'm with it. But some of it is a little gun crazy. But I know when we do it, it's radical. It's scary.
Right.
But when the white families and some of the other
patriotic.
cultures
Yeah,
is
it's
very
patriotic.
patriotic.
Yeah,
So.
it's
I
honorable.
think I don't have kids, but my kids, like, I've took a lot of stuff and I've learned how to shoot guns at a young age. My granddad was a Vietnam vet guy, so he taught us a lot about survival and shit. He had all daughters. My mom and all her sisters were all daughters. Some of them were very anti-gun, but the way we're going, I'm like, you're a kid. When I have a kid, you're gonna be knowing self-defense, jiu-jitsu, something, and gun shit. Like, yeah, you should be taking. Now it's scary, even if it's a BB gun, where it's feel real and they can learn how to aim. But especially how independent women want to be now, the creeps won't stop.
Right.
There is no stoppage in creeps in the women. So
Women
y'all
need
might
to
as
be
well.
hip to guns too, because like a lot of them
Right.
scared of them and stuff. And they
It's
programmed
very
be
important
like
to
that.
teach our
Give them
daughters.
guns.
It's very important to teach our daughters everything we teaching our sons now for today's world. We can't afford it ain't like how it used to be where you can teach your daughter certain shit and then teach your son certain shit. In today's world, the way things are going, you have to share the same knowledge.
So
on
Steve
both
Harvey was
sides.
right then, huh?
What?
When he gave all the game up, think like
He
a
did.
man.
He was out of the game, but he was only one sided. He should have gave the game around from a 360.
But that won't
that's
sell
one
books.
thing.
Exploiting
Exactly.
black niggas sell books.
Exactly.
But that's another conversation.
But
Another
we at a
podcast.
point now where, like I said, we got to share that knowledge, the same knowledge on both ends, because the way it's going is women are living in the same type of hard world. Because at the same time, there's a two-sided sword when it comes to independence and equality. Y'all want to be like men? Y'all want to be equal to men? Okay, it's cool, but come on in this man world. This man world is fucked up. Y'all thought you wanted it, but you really don't. But we're going to let y'all have it. And you come in this man world, it's all fucked up. So now women are dealing with the hardships that men have to work. Now y'all in the factory and shit, making big rocks into little rocks and all this shit. Now y'all working and shit. Calluses on your hands and shit. Could have been at home just cooking and taking care of the kids.
Oh my God.
Could have been.
Shout out this nigga's talking like this Women History Month, Eric.
No, and let me
Shout out
be
to
clear.
Rosie the
Ladies, y'all
Riveter.
can work.
Shout out to
Y'all
But let's
can
just be
work.
real. Let's
Working
be
is nothing
realistic.
wrong with working.
Let's be realistic. Let's be
But
realistic.
who really wants to work 40
Who
hours
really wants
plus
to
a
work?
week, ladies? Come
Exactly.
on.
Like
And
if
that's
you
the-
really
that's
think
the
about
truth.
it, if
If
you really
can
think
get
about
that
it,
bread
Colin.
buttered, you're getting that bitch buttered.
women in the 50s outside of
Shout
not
out to
having
Harriet
the rights.
Tubman. She would not stand for this conversation right now.
But let's talk about like white women, right? White women in like the 60s, right?
Yeah.
White women in the 60s, 70s, and 80s when women were like the old school version of women, they really had it made. They just at home, take care of the kids. I think the difference is if you ask most men that will put the pride away and just keep it real, Colin, if your girl right now made $250,000, $1 million, whatever a year, and she said, you know, Colin, I don't want you to work no more.
Oh, yeah.
I got the money. I just want you to stay home, take care of the kids, make sure the house is straight. Is that offensive? Is that belittling you? Is that making you less of a man, or are you accepting your role?
Know my role and shut my mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Rock.
$250,000.
$250,000 is a different amount.
Jeez.
That's a different. You
Exactly.
talking
Had
high,
a bath water run every night.
that's a
different.
different number.
That's exactly what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's a
Anything
different
she
number.
need ready for.
Like one of my favorite clients, he would totally be fine. We mentioned him, but he like his wife. You know, they both used to work at the hospital. His wife got a better job than him now, to the point where he can be a stay-at-home dad.
Exactly.
And he had to, quit the hospital and take his role. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think the difference-
Smoke weed, take care of a kid,
job,
change
type
a few
shit.
diapers.
Fuck the shit
And
out your wife.
He
when you
does
get
cook.
off.
He's a
Yeah.
chef. He's really good at
Listen
cooking.
to her
shit.
yap. That's easy.
I
You know?
think men are more accepting of taking a role, especially even
Yeah,
in
you
minor
gotta
roles,
take
as
your
long as they
role.
still been. I think with women, I think women now, today's women, when it comes to taking a role or being in a role, they look at that as you're degrading them, and you don't see more of them.
Submission is slavery.
That's
what I
slavery.
get now. Yeah.
And I
Get
think
used to us because we about to be getting money.
No,
It's
no,
not
that's
any-
facts. That's
It's only in
facts.
regards to relationships, because like they work, and then like if they gotta work a job, they take their role at work. You feel me? So
Like I
it's
said,
just-
The way
it's all-
child,
it's
as
all
much as
perspective.
child care costs today, you might need to stay at home.
exactly. Like I said, my wife get
No,
a
that
crib
is
home.
true though.
Come on now.
That's what it's really
They
all
charge
about.
a couple
though. Somebody
G's a
gotta-
month for child care.
Somebody
Come
gotta
on now.
stay at home.
Fuck that.
My wife get like
Work
a
on the
$500,000
side when I get
income or a fat ass job or something. Like best believe bed will be made, be like a hotel when she get
On
back.
God.
Be like a hotel, lemon fresh when she
On
get
God.
back.
Dishes washed. Feet
Kids
rubbed.
fed, everybody look.
Feet
Y'all
rubbed.
know my role,
Back
like you said.
rubbed.
Know your role,
Everything
shut
Know
your
your
mouth.
fucking
You feel me?
role.
Fuck all that. My role
Ladies, that's for real. That's where ladies we be fucking up.
and going and going into the finesse 2 times situation, right?
Oh.
Because Finesse 2 times recently had an interview on Breakfast Club or whatnot where he talked about, he was with the rapper Erica Banks, and he said part of the reason why they broke up is because he would wake up in the morning sometimes and it wouldn't be no breakfast, no greeting, no how you doing or nothing. She was on the phone all day. On the phone. Tending to other shit before she tend to him and stuff like that. And he basically want a woman that, she wake up, she catering to you first. Making you a priority and whatnot.
That's easy,
And to
bitch.
be fair,
Easy money.
Erica Banks is an upcoming, trying to come up rapper too, just like he is. So they're in the same
Social
profession.
media. So you think it's more like business the whole time?
It is a lot of it is business. 'Cause, I mean, if you're a popping rapper or up and coming rapper, and you're in a relationship with somebody else that's popping and up and coming, of course there's going to be a lot of phone, a lot of business, a lot of.
But look, bitch, it don't take 5 minutes to make some bacon and eggs. All right,
Okay,
we got air fryers. Okay, 5 minutes to toss some eggs. All right, maybe cut up a couple potatoes, man, make a little skillet. It don't take no time. Unacceptable.
If she really likes
Unacceptable.
you, she gonna do
Gotta
it.
stop
If
being
you
lazy.
lose your man because you can't feed him, bitch, you're horrible.
No, a lot of these chicks don't like cooking for no man no more. They think that's beneath them.
That's easy money, bitch. That's just a
Beneath
start.
them.
What
Cooking
it
for
is,
a
what it
nigga?
is, Ronnie, is a lot of these women they're so gassed on a sexual level that they feel if I'm this sexy, if I'm this attractive, and I can get this level of niggas because I'm so cold and I'm so fine, I shouldn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're lucky to be with me because
Bitch.
any dude would want this, whatever.
Ain't
It's
none
kind of
of
like
them
Get
niggas
your-
cooking for that
Get
bitch
your shit
though.
together, bitch, because
Them
I'm
niggas
tired
cooking
of
for no
feeding your nigga. All right? Facts. Tired of feeding your nigga.
Wow.
Get your
That's how
shit
it be.
together.
Because that's exactly how it happens. You bitches be thinking y'all all that because you got the ass and the titties whole time. The chick around the corner is
And
feeding
can't
your
cook. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that can't cook.
nigga.
Shut-
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a level. That's a tier.
It's a tier, for sure.
You got the sloppiest toppy, but if you can't make
If
no
you can't
macaroni,
cook-
that's a level down. I'm sorry. That's just what happens.
If the top
It's just like a nigga, like I
And
said.
some bitches just don't
I can
cook.
teach you how to make some macaroni.
Like,
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
going
like-
out to eat is cool and all every once in a
Is
while,
she
but
bad
of
enough?
course, eventually you want a home cooked meal.
You got to
You
have
know?
skills.
Men that can cook up 10 for sure. That's a keeper.
Like, ladies, would you date a buff nigga that can't change the tire? Like, at the end of the day,
Exactly.
everybody's supposed to have skills, designated skills. Okay,
There's
we all got them.
expected skills.
At the end of the day, so shout out to those with the skills. I think, and then as far as finesse 2-time situation, with him talking about Erica Banks being on the phone and whatnot, I think the phone is one of the biggest, crazy things about relationship. It's fucking up a lot of relationships. Because at the end of the day, it gives us the opportunity to be in tune with so much stuff, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. Sometimes we stay too much in tune with so much stuff to where we're not focusing on what's right in front of us. The phone, sometimes I catch myself. I'm looking at the game, and then I'm looking at what's going on Twitter, and then I'm looking at what's going on our YouTube, and then I'm looking on a podcast. I'm looking at all this shit, and I'm paying attention to so much stuff that the stuff that's right in front of me in reality is faded, and I'm not giving it the attention that it deserves. So I do understand his gripe when it comes to, you wake up first thing in the morning, because I'm one of those people too where in the morning or when I get off work or if I haven't seen you in a while, I want to talk. Like I said, I'm the type of nigga, and even with my wife, and I get off of work, I call her and I'm on the phone, and sometimes I don't even get out of the car. I'll be in the parking lot on the phone before I even come in the house. Because like I said, that's my time to talk. And then once we can get that out the way, then I go to, on the phone. I have to have designated times where it's like, okay, I need to talk. And a lot of people don't set those times out. Everything is dedicated to everybody because you're always connected with everybody with these phones. So I do understand that gripe.
That was a nice way to have you on lock.
What'd you say?
You on lock.
Lock? No, not on lock.
She looking like Debo in the background.
Not on lock.
You do gotta
You gotta check in. PO.
It's not.
I'm
not,
a phone person
no.
still too myself. So.
No, that I'm not.
There's
I'm
no
a
Jay
text
Prince in
voice
Houston.
message.
There's no Jay Prince in Houston stuff going on. Basically what it is I like
nigga not trying to end up like no.
Don't go there. I almost canceled it. But no, it's like when you get off work, everybody knows like when you get off work and when you just leave a concert and when you just do something, you got so much shit you want to say or get off your chest.
I'm calling whoever answers first.
Exactly. Like when I get off work, I might call. If I'm not listening, I might call, a couple of my guys or something happened. Or like at the end of a Bucks game, we just get a good win and you geek. I might call 3-4, text 3-4 niggas just to get that reaction because I want to talk to somebody. So sometimes I still believe in getting those. I still believe in getting those real life reactions from people, talking to people, and not just relying on that virtual shit or getting lost in your virtual life. Because I feel like that's what's fueling a lot of depression now. Is too many people are lost in their virtual life. And then they're ignoring the real life, and I'm not above that myself. I get caught in the same shit. So that's one of the things that I'm working on with myself in 2023 is to make sure that I'm constantly checking in to reality and checking my surroundings in reality, and not getting so caught up in this internet world and fake life, virtual opinions, virtual debates, to the point where I'm missing out on my time here on Earth. Because I'm doing all this bullshit in the fake world. So I think a lot more people need to do that.
The metaverse.
The metaverse is here at the end of the day.
Facts.
Another thing we got to talk about, some crazy shit. And we all been on planes, and we all, RIP to everybody who died on September 11th. Shout out to Joe Budden. Because Joe Budden recently had an interview with a guy who survived September 11th. I watched that whole interview. The guy literally was running. He was going down the stairs with a group of people while September 11th happened, and the building literally collapsed while he was going down the stairs. And he literally he said he balled up in the corner on the staircase, felt the wall moving, then went into like a free fall and blacked out. And when he woke up, he was on top of like some rocks and shit, and he survived it. And all the people he was going down the stairs with, which was his coworkers that was on his floor, all the people he's going down with, he never saw him again.
Smush Parker.
And he talk about, shout out Smush Parker, but he talk about that shit, and it's the craziest shit. And I couldn't imagine being in that bed. He talked about when he got off.
Couldn't imagine at all.
He got off on one floor first. When the plane first hit, he got off on the floor. He said it was chaos and people running and everything was dark and people just running into each other. I couldn't imagine being in that building.
And we walked past the Twin Towers. We walked past it when we were in New York.
That's some crazy shit. I couldn't imagine being in that
They still
building.
have the holes there.
Do you think anybody just grabbed some titty before they?
Well,
You
What'd
I
you say?
mean,
shut
think
the
somebody-
fuck up.
you
dog.
think anybody grabbed some titties during that time when it was dark? I don't know.
I did not
Probably
ask.
some fucked up shit happened in the dark.
did
I
not
ain't gonna lie.
ask.
that nigga is tripping.
It's fucked up. But here's the thing that was fucked up about that
There's some pervs
situation.
everywhere, okay?
Here's the thing that was fucked up about.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Hold on.
Oh. that went too far.
I
I'm sorry
know.
about that.
Here's some things that was fucked up about that situation, right? They didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
See, we looking at it from an outside point of view. We saw the plane hit the tower and all that other shit. When you inside of a building, you're not suspecting a plane hit some shit. All you hear is a shake, some fire break out. You don't know what the fuck is going on. And then you got that fake ass collapse of the building where they, that's a whole nother conspiracy.
Oh
But
my God.
just imagine going down the staircase. He said it felt like it was a train smashing all the buildings, smashing everything down. Like he felt like it was a train just coming down. That's some crazy shit. So I advise anybody, if you ever were curious of how it was on that night, on September 11th, I have my conspiracy theories, but one thing I can't take away is the experience that the people had on that night.
Facts.
Regardless of who started it and who made it, it happened. We saw it. The buildings came down. We saw it with our own eyes. So I advise everybody to watch that Joe Budden interview just to get a perspective of somebody that was inside the building when it came down. Because the shit, I ain't gonna lie, shit almost had me in tears. Joe Budden was crying in the motherfucker. That's how crazy this story was.
Yeah,
it was a crazy. And shout out to Joe Budden for switching up his shit, because that was some powerful, deep shit. And I like niggas going into more versatile avenues. We could be on that Diane Sawyer shit. We can take it to the next level. We have those skills. So shout out to him. But the reason why I even brought September 11th up, because recently there was an incident on the plane where you had this crazy guy. Basically, he was trying to take over the plane, screaming that he was going to take over the plane, screaming that y'all going to have to shoot me. And he starts running towards the cockpit. And then, some of the plane people get to wrestling with him and all this shit. But I want to know, because we always talk about this. And the reason why I brought the September 11th shit up, because every time they talk about how they took over the plane with box cutters and all this stuff, we always talk about what we would have did and how we would have reacted and all this other shit. And me, I just can't see I can't see a couple dudes with box cutters hijacking a plane I'm on. I just can't see.
Me neither, bro.
Well, you see, even in the movie, there wasn't a lot of niggas on the plane. It really, I don't think there was none, to me.
That flight must have been.
I mean,
thin
once
that
you're in the
morning.
air, once you in the air, everything is life or death.
Imagine if the terrorists
murking.
on a plane, like going to like Biker Week in Myrtle Beach, or just like Freaknik 2025, like
These niggas got box cutters. Man, fuck that. Them niggas getting, man.
because the guy in this
ass beat.
clip, he had he
take a
broke
stab or two,
he broke a
but-
plastic spoon. And he was talking crazy, but he attacked the flight attendant. Most flight attendants are gay, so it was a gay guy. It's sweet. But he was talking about, shoot me. Where the air marshal at? Shoot. He was already
Once
clearly.
he said that, once he said y'all gonna have to shoot
I
me
would've-
down.
I would look at
you would've
any
got
black person.
cracked.
I would have tried to find my black meter. Brother, we gonna do. Let's
Melanate.
get up.
That would've been me, like,
Yeah.
Melanate.
And my thing is, when
Even
I
the
get
little
on
logic looking niggas, you a quarter black? Yeah, you say nigga. Even if you,
Any Mexicans?
I didn't
get
see
up.
no black people on the clip though.
trust me, niggas know when to act out. Cause anybody, the smallest black person is getting up
You're
and
not
checking
taking
somebody.
over no plane.
we need some more Buff
you gonna do,
Bagwell
Breezy,
looking
gonna
ass
kick 'em?
niggas that's like flight security. Because my problem is, when you get on these flights, half of the people that work for the airline is like old ladies and old dudes and all this other shit. I'm like, if something
Sweet.
happened, who's flexing?
They
a nigga?
sweet.
Who's knocking a nigga out? Like, this is a situation where he should have been knocked out immediately, and by the time he woke up, he was in jail on the ground somewhere. Like, I don't have time for that. In this situation, like, if I'm telling you right now, if I'm on a plane,
But he's mentally sick, Eric. He need help.
if I'm on, I don't give a fuck if you're radio. If I'm on a plane and some questionable shit is going down, I'm sleeping. I'm not finna play on the plane. 9 times out of 10, I got the whole family on there. We all can't go down.
Yeah,
Who's gonna pass
that's
down?
right.
Fuck
That's
that. You're dead. Automatic. I'm stomping the nigga. I'm not got time for
I'm
this.
right with this nigga, y'all.
Soon
I'm
as this
stomping
nigga
that
say some shit, I'm
Yeah.
giving Ronnie the eye. I'm
Facts.
saying on 3, let's go.
How many people? Like we saw the video. Like how many? Like there's some people who jumped in towards the end.
That nigga could have got took out by one nigga.
But they could have. But I think there's gonna be a few niggas who was kind of scared and stayed back, and they're gonna.
Once they see him getting whooped,
I'm
get the stomping.
stampeding. I don't give a fuck.
They're gonna take credit. Like
Put
I was
me
on
in
that
the
plane.
lineup.
I'm a hero. Like no,
I
you were in
stumped
the
the
back.
nigga like 4
Look.
times.
As long as you're in your section being crazy, I can leave it for the airline.
Does the
You're
racer?
not finna make it to the
but
captain.
once you get out of your seat
Shit.
and it
Fuck
look
that.
like you're walking towards
Does
the
the race?
cockpit,
Does race matter?
Nah.
No.
Once it don't matter what the race is. Once you walk up towards that cockpit, your ass is
Well, if
done.
he just talking
Ain't
if
no
it's
crazy.
a black
the
person,
cockpit.
I'll give him
If
a
a
benefit
nigga
that he
say-
might be drunk.
Once
he
he say I'm gonna kill everybody on the plane or some shit, you're done.
No, he said I want the U.S. Marshal to shoot me. Where the air marshal?
You're
At? I want
done.
to shoot me.
You're
He
done.
was standing.
It's
He
easy
broke.
to take a
He
nigga
broke
down.
the spoon, and he was standing up for like 2-3 minutes.
I'm not worried about
Then
that.
he attacked him. Once you break the spoon,
They
you-
shouldn't have let him attack nobody. The motherfuckers on the plane, they were trying to
Right.
talk to him. Like, what's wrong? Fuck all that shit.
What if it's like a youth volleyball team though, and
Give
like
a
2
fuck.
parents?
Bro, we gotta sleep niggas like that because at the end of the day, we
I
don't
thought
know.
flights had air marshals on them. What's going on? Y'all
I don't
niggas
think
broke or
everyone
something?
do.
Not everyone, that random ones do,
Yeah,
but
no,
I
yeah,
mean,
they
I need
trying
an
to
air
sell
marshal on
them
every
They
flight.
They
rather
just
sell
sell
that
seat.
seat
Yeah,
now.
sell
They
that
don't give a
seat.
fuck.
here's the
That's
thing:
crazy.
we can't take no chances in the air. Ain't nowhere to
Hell
park in the
no.
air. Okay, we ain't
I
nowhere
think
to
you
pull
throw
over.
racism aside, hatred aside.
That's
I'm
what
a
I throw
Cowboys
everything
fan. If I
aside.
see Eagles fan on and a nigga tripping, we need to. But again, I'm looking
Nigga,
for the black person
you can
first.
look, you can look like Coach Cheese with a dashiki and an afro with a little one of those little fist picks in your hair. If you get up on the plane and start acting
Well, okay,
crazy,
what
I'm
if-
stomping you out?
What if your
Yeah.
dad? What if your dad or wife start acting crazy?
That wouldn't happen. But
I'm just saying. Whoa, I'm just saying. Maybe an edible went crazy.
Sleep. Like that man, we have to go. It's a plane.
Sleep.
Nah, we gotta do. What we gotta
might
do.
have to get knocked out for the one time.
The sleep now the type of sleeping would be different, but the end result would still be a Steph Curry sleep situation.
Oh my god.
That's what we have to do because
right in the chin.
now I gotta
I be down.
save you from yourself. Like let's say if it was your pops or something, now I gotta sleep you just because you might do something crazy and get a even worse charge.
You
and
gave
shit.
pops the 50 milligrams.
So-
Why you do that?
Exactly. So now I gotta sleep you so we don't get
You was
kicked off the
hurting.
plane.
No,
You don't get put. And the last thing I want to do is have one of my family members I go on vacation with on the no-fly list. Now you can't go on no more trips. So I'm gonna sleep you for your own good on that point. So either way, it's a sleeping is just a matter of the level.
Sometimes getting knocked out into
discretion.
oblivion is a lifesaver.
I'm finna elbow the fuck out your ass.
Yeah,
nigga.
they'll have to put him on the mental health fly list or some shit because he was obviously tweaking.